So, day two of a three-day state visit by President Trump. Are you welcoming him to this country?
Well, we don't think the red carpet should have been laid out for Donald Trump. Engage with others by all means, but laying out the red carpet sends out exactly the wrong kind of message to this president.
What is that message it sends out?
Well, the message sends out that if you lay out the red carpet, when you have a state visit, it's meant to be one of respect. And we had Donald Trump on Air Force One coming over, tweeting abuse at elected politicians in the UK, picking fights over issues like Brexit. And now we're seeing him talking about putting the NHS on the table in terms of Brexit and this disastrous Brexit that we're seeing that we know will impact on our public services. And the SNP, like others in the UK Parliament, will stand against that.
Yes, he did mention something about healthcare being on the table. I have to say, Matt Hancock, the current Health Secretary of State, did say NHS is not on the table. Does that not reassure you?
Not really. I mean,
why not?
First of all, you're leaving the Tories in charge of this kind of thing. Secondly, a Prime Minister Hancock, or with all respect, Prime Minister Jima, are very distant prospects. You're looking at a Prime Minister Johnson and a President Trump dealing away the NHS, and that's something that press conference that you've just broadcast gave me absolutely no faith whatsoever. It's a real danger, and you've got a Tory party that's so desperate for allies that it's cozying up to the United States and leaving our natural friends, partners, economically, socially and otherwise in Europe behind. This is the price of UK isolation at the moment.
Jeremy Corbyn, we saw earlier on today protesting at the visit of Donald Trump's state visit, yet we understand he actually tried to meet the president and was turned down. What do you make of that?
Well, it was pretty hypocritical, I'm afraid to say, of Jeremy Corbyn. It was hypocritical in a number of ways. Firstly, he's trying desperately to get a meeting, and then at the time he would have had the meeting had he not been spurned. He's out protesting against the visit. And secondly, there was another part, and you picked this up in your coverage. He was talking about nuclear disarmament. Now, it's Labour Party policy to spend £200 billion on new nuclear bombs that we just don't need. So it's hypocrisy in a number of different levels from Jeremy Corbyn, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean, Jeremy Corbyn could be the Prime Minister of this country in a few months' time. Surely it's wise for him to try and reach out to the US President.
I think it's all very well to reach out, and had the President of the United States reached out to him and offered him a meeting, then that's fine. But to ask for a meeting, to be spurned, and then at the same time to go out and protest against it, and more than that, to talk about nuclear weapons when it is your own policy to spend billions of pounds on nuclear weapons that we don't need, that could destroy the world several times over, truly is hypocritical.
Has the SNP tried to meet the US President?
No, Ian Blackford hasn't at the moment. When Donald Trump was in Scotland previously, Nicola Sturgeon was asked, would you meet him? And she said, look, if he asked for a meeting, then of course we'd meet with him. But we have to remember on this that this relationship's a lot more than about one president. I mean, Scotland, and if I can talk for a moment in Scotland, but I know this goes for the rest of the United Kingdom as well, there are deep family, business, educational bonds that have been built up and will be sustained well beyond this president. And they're the kind of relationships that we are building upon and that are thriving. Even as a member of the European Union, you can still build and thrive and have these fantastic relationships as we have done. It's leaving the European Union that does the damage.
President, wouldn't you? I mean, as Foreign Affairs spokesman for the SNP, I mean, if Donald Trump wanted to meet you, you'd meet him, wouldn't you?
If he picked up the phone and wanted to talk about things, and that's something the First Minister herself has said as well. But the key difference is giving him a state visit. Now, a state visit relies on there being some kind of respect. And as the President has shown in his tweets and his abuse and trying to stick his nose into UK politics and drive us off a disastrous no-deal Brexit, the red carpet treatment relies on respect, and this is a president who has not shown respect to his hosts.
We'll leave it there. Stephen Gethin, the SNP Foreign Affairs spokesperson. Thanks for your time. You're watching Sky News. Coming up after this short break, President Trump describes the relationship between the US and the UK as the greatest alliance in the world. Does it mean, though, that a trade deal is on the table? We'll be finding out. Do stay tuned.
At PensionBee, we've helped thousands of savers like Lucille take control of their retirement by combining all their old pensions into one simple online plan. you get one clear balance that you can check anytime, anywhere, on any device, all with friendly customer support from our UK team.
It gives me the information to decide whether or not I want to pay more into it so I can achieve my goal faster, which means that I'll be able to retire earlier.
Sign up at pensionbee.com.
Wouldn't life be so much easier if you could control your blinds at the touch of a button? With Ultra Smart Blinds from Appeal, there's no chains, cords or wiring, because these stylish blinds are driven by a rechargeable power pack. There's a host of smart options too, including automatic timers, light and temperature sensitive controls. Everything, in fact, to get your shading just the way you like it. New Ultra Smart Blinds from Appeal, the intelligent solution for home shading.